Who are Tony Wu and Jimmy Ba?
They were two, everyone at xAI has the title member of technical staff pretty much. So technically they were both just members of technical staff, but they were two of the 12 founding members of xAI. And they were until yesterday relatively senior in the engineering org, and they're now gone.
Now, there were like 12 co-founders to start with, though, right?
There were 12, and we're down to either 6 or 7 currently, depending on how you count it, because one of them is technically on leave, rather
Okay.
than fine.
Okay.
So, but 50% of them are working day to day there.
Okay. So 50% of the co-founders, which it was a pretty good big group to begin with, are gone. What do we know about what's going on here and why these people are leaving?
So my understanding is that, around the same time that Elon decided to merge SpaceX and xAI, he expressed some dissatisfaction in pretty sharp terms to the xAI leadership about the state of progress on Grok. They released Grok 4.1, which is their newest model, late last year. They were supposed to release Grok 4.2, at the beginning of January or end of December-ish, and that did not happen. Unclear exactly why, whether it's training delays or it was ready and, it just wasn't good enough to release. But for whatever reason, that got delayed, and Elon doesn't like things getting delayed. And when he is angry or focused on a project, heads will roll. And seems like that was the case here, which is not totally surprising, but kind of a quick reversal, because Tony Wu, who was one of the two co-founders who left, um, was like promoted and got way more responsibility like less than a year ago. So there's a lot of ups and downs and twists and turns with leadership at this company, even more so than his other companies.
Well, but I was going to say, I mean, there have been departures at other Musk companies this week as well, right?
Yeah, there was the departure of Raj Jagannathan at Tesla, who was there for 13 years and recently had his role expanded to include sales, which, was kind of odd because he had not had sales experience before. And, that could have been why he left. But, Tesla has been generally struggling with a downturn in demand for EVs in the US and overseas and increasing competition. So, being head of sales at Tesla was going to be a hard job no matter who was doing it.
Now, all of this has sort of prompted the question for me, who are the executives that Musk may actually not be able to afford to lose in some ways? I mean, members of the technical staff, again, researchers, they certainly are hard to come by in terms of the top talent. But I mean, Gwynne Shotwell over at SpaceX is someone that we have written about extensively here at The Information. Last night in the briefing that you wrote, you sort of highlighted her as someone that Musk could not afford to lose. Why is that the case?
Yeah, I mean, to be clear, I have no reason to expect that
Right.
she,
Right.
would immediately leave or anything like that. But, you know, with the SpaceX IPO, you have to think about, who are the critical people at this company besides Elon, and she is like by far the most important one. She's been the president and COO for a very long time, and by all accounts, is someone that knows how to take Elon's grandiose impulses and overstatements and enthusiasm and energy and kind of direct it into an actual structured organization. And when you're trying to take a company like SpaceX public, that's more important than ever. So I think she's somebody that if she were to ever leave, that would be a big crisis for the company.
Great. Well, Theo, I want to thank you for coming on. That is Theo Wayt, our Elon Musk reporter here at The Information.